Aloha. Welcome, everyone. I am home. I went to an amazing event over the weekend. A lot of y'all who watch my videos were there. Oh my gosh, such an amazing experience. Um, I'll share more about it in the future. For tonight, I am really excited. I looked up at the stars. I have some amazing information I want to share with you. So, how many of you have felt a little bit like you got submerged and today or yesterday, the last couple days, kind of feel like you're emerging back up from what felt like the deep, dark depths? Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and comment below if you feel that way, because I know that I feel like I've lived several lifetimes in the last 2 weeks, right? So great news is that there are some beautiful lighter energies at play right now, especially the last 24 hours. Today's the 27th, so the 26th through the 28th. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's felt like such a deep transformational journey. And it's been like, is there going to be any relief, any clarity, what's on the other side of this? So great news. It is definitely some sweetness entering in the scene. So let's take a look at it. I have a little presentation for you. So go ahead, sit back, relax, get comfortable, leave any comments below about how you're doing, what's new in your world, what has this process been like for you? Wow, for me personally, it's been as an energy healer and emotional healer. I have literally been diving deep into re-examining birth trauma and various other early childhood stuff that has been being brought up. So I'm realizing that for a lot of us, birth trauma may have been being triggered in the last couple of weeks. If you have a feeling that something very deep in you has been being triggered, I specialize in helping to identify and clear birth trauma. And so I would be happy to help you look at that and do energy clearing around that subject. So if that's something you're dealing with, please reach out. I've learned that birth trauma can actually seriously impact every facet of our life. And since the stars are like a roadmap to our lives, it makes sense that our birth itself, right, which is what our chart is based on, we go back there and we start shifting the energies that we can truly create some magnificent transformation, getting us closer to our dreams coming true, right? Having more time, more money, more intimacy and connection and success in every facet of our life. So go ahead and relax. What I want to share with you is that we have over the last 2 days, something called Venus conjunct Moon. And this is a very beautiful energy. We've of course got this like romantic image here. So what is Venus about? Venus is about money. It's about beauty. It's about romance. It's about all the beautiful things that can go into romance, from a candlelit dinner to holding hands with your loved one, to going and perhaps treating yourself, if you're not in a relationship, to a beautiful outfit, a beautiful string of pearls, right? Beautiful jewelry. So we are in the sign of Taurus right now. The sun is in Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So it's all things pertaining to beauty. Then we have the moon, and the moon is all about emotion. So we've got the planet of beauty, the planet of emotion coming together in the last 24 hours. So it can be a very nourishing time emotionally, and also for all things related to beauty and sensuality, physicality. This might be a great time to have a massage, give a massage, connect on that level. So Venus conjunct Moon. So again, we have this beautiful goddess. Venus is that feminine energy. And the moon, the lunar energy, is emotionality. And I just wanted to share, I do readings. So if you're interested in having your true to the stars sidereal astrology chart read, where I can identify your sun sign, which is your soul purpose, your moon sign, your emotional nature, please reach out. April worked with me. I love you, April. And she said after the reading, I'm still buzzing. And I just really appreciate that, because if I'm doing my absolute best job, I want my clients to feel like they've just had just this, I don't want to say life changing, but life transformational, where I've been a mirror to such a degree that you're just buzzing back into the frequency and vibration of who you really are. That's what I strive for. So this is a group that I put together a couple of months back. Blake and April and Heidi, such beautiful friends. And we had such a great talk about astrology and what's going on in the sky. We did some group interactions. So if you're interested in being part of a group where I can lead you through a class, learning more about the stars and how they can affect every facet of our life, definitely let me know. And yeah, so with Venus conjunct Moon, if you're in a relationship, this is a great time to plan maybe like a special date where you have a nice meal. Maybe you sit down and talk about your feelings for each other, that sort of thing. If you're not in a relationship, this is a really good time for doing self-love, right? Where you write down 10, 20 things that you love about yourself, or you make yourself a bubble bath, or you connect with people you love, and you create an outing or an event or have a meal together, or you talk over video. This is like one of the most beautiful astrological combinations for connection and intimacy. So whether we're in an intimate partnership or a friendship or our family, right? This is a great time for that sort of connection. So they say when the moon conjuncts Venus, it can bring peace and harmony. You'll tend to feel more emotional, more caring, more loving. And it's a great time to relax with loved ones, party with friends. You tend to be in a more loving mood. You tend to feel maybe a little bit more attractive than usual. You tend to be more sensitive to good energy, such as making love, or you can also tend to get more upset and more easily affected by the negative energy, because the moon and Venus is such a beautiful light energy that you might feel negativity more. You might be even more like, not interested in that, right? But it's a great time to socialize. It's a great time to connect with people because you're going to feel more charisma. There's going to just be this sense of comfort. And there's a sense you could even create a new love relationship during this time. And this moon conjunct Venus always happens right after a lunar eclipse. So don't worry, it will happen next year too. So continuing on. So here is our chart. I wanted to give us an update. And you can notice that there is a lot going on in the bottom portion of the chart. I mean, look at all these planets are in about 1, 2, 3 signs. There's a couple in one other sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all the planets, and there's 10 or more, plus a couple asteroids, are in only 7 signs. So that tells me as an astrologer that the energies are very focused in a specific way. So what do we got going on here? So we have got the sun and Mercury in Taurus. So we've got 2 earth signs. We've got the moon and Uranus in Aries. So that's fire. And the north node. So we've got 1, 2, 3 things in Aries. So 3 fire, 2 earth. And then we've got 1 Venus, 2 Mars, 3 Jupiter, got Chiron. We have one more. Oh, and Neptune. We have Neptune in Pisces. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in Pisces. And I've been talking about this in my videos, that there are a ton of planets in a water sign, in an intuitive sign of Pisces. So let's just talk a little more about what is Pisces. Pisces is the intuition. In all, there's 12 houses in a chart. And there are, well, I actually use 13 signs in my zodiac wheel. You can ask me more questions about that if you want, and I'll be making more videos about the 13th sign, which is called Ophiuchus. NASA released this about 7 years ago, and I think it's great to use it because there are 13 moons in in a calendar year. And so it makes sense to have 13 signs. It seems like it lines up a little bit more with the feminine, with the truth of nature, right? Which is that, women have these cycles. The moon has cycles, 13 moons, 13 signs. It seems to line up in my mind. So getting back to the chart, we've got 5 planets in Pisces. We've got 1, 2, well, let's see, 2 planets and 1 asteroid and the North Node, which is known, the North Node is known as the karmic destiny point or our North Star. It is all about what we're growing into, what we're growing towards. And the North Node for our collective, the universal, what is everyone on Earth striving towards, growing towards, working on embodying in our society right now? Well, North Node in Aries. What is that about? Well, Aries is about independence. It's leadership. It's courage. It's standing on our own 2 feet, marching towards our destiny, saying yes to who we are individually. South Node is in Libra. Libra, South Node is the past. So collectively, the South Node describes the area that as a society we're moving away from. It's in Libra. Libra is partnership. So that tells me that on a collective level, we also have North and South Node individually that will be in different signs for each person. So if you're curious and want to know what your North and South Node are, what sign they're in, what house they're in, and how that may affect you in terms of your purpose, reach out. I'm super excited to share more about that with you. So North Node in Aries, leadership, courage, independence. So on a collective level, we are working on becoming independent, claiming our destiny as individuals, sovereign leaders. How many of you are feeling challenged to sort of stand up in your life, take the reins, be independent, be courageous, be embodied, right? So the good thing about the North Node being in Aries right now is that the moon, which is our emotionality, is also in Aries today. Yeah. So Aries is a fire sign. It's activating, it's energized. And with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in water, having the moon go into fire gives us just a little more heat, right? It's like there's so much water that can lead us into our emotions. It can lead to a feeling of drowning, right? If there's too much water. So if you add a little more heat with the sun, with the moon going into Aries, we heat things up, and it's a nice balance because the sun and Mercury are in Taurus, which is an earth sign. Yeah. So what we've been having the last couple weeks is that we had all these planets in water, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the moon was in Pisces for several days as well, which is just so much water. It could feel like we're underwater. So with the moon going into Aries, I think that was like yesterday, day before, we're getting a little more heat, which is balancing out the water of these planets to the earth of the sun and Mercury, which could create mud. But you add a little fire, what does fire do? It dries up the mud. So maybe that mud was really wet, really sticky, but with the moon moving into Aries, going towards Uranus, the planet of unexpected change, we're drying up some of that mud so we can start to move forwards. And this is just a reminder, I follow something called Sidereal astrology, and it is based on where the constellations actually are in the sky. Western astrology is based on where the constellations were 2,000 years ago. So they have changed. I don't understand why Western astrologers don't take this into account and they're still following an outdated system. But much love to you all. I want to bring the information to you. So Western astrology is based on where the stars were 2,000 years ago. It's no longer accurate to the constellations. It's based on the past. And so if you would like to have your chart read that's based on where the stars actually are in the sky, current time, this is the sidereal zodiac, that is what I follow. And if you'd like to line up with where the stars actually are in the sky and in your life, please reach out. I'm happy to share more information with you. So that leads me to, yes, the sun is 14 degrees of Taurus. It's an earth sign. It's all about getting grounded. We have passed the North Node conjunction, so the sun has moved away from that. And again, Taurus is all about nature, flowers, fertility, growing a beautiful garden, getting grounded. So if Aries is the seed initiator starter, Taurus is, the person you want to hire to come tend to the seeds because they're very dependable. They're very committed. They'll stay through to the end and finish all their projects. So again, Mercury is still in retrograde. That's part of what's going on, is that we're being challenged to do all of the RE words: reassess, reactivate, renew, rejuvenate, retake, redo, remake, all of the R words. So if you have old projects, if you have old commitments, if you have old relationships, now is a great time to kind of tie up those loose ends, go through your file folder, get reorganized, get reactivated, get re-energized. Because when Mercury goes forwards in about 2 weeks time, you're going to want to be prepared. And remember, always, always double check your data, your plans, traveling when Mercury is retrograde. Just make sure everything's together, because during Mercury retrograde, the modus operandi of the energy is more internal as opposed to external. So that's why the energy externally out in the world, if you go traveling or you interact with others, can be more challenging, because the universe is saying, okay, please just go a little more inwards, take your time, reassess, reevaluate, get ready to move forwards from a deeper level of connection. So again, as I said, we've got all these planets in Pisces still: Venus, Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, Chiron. Pisces is intuition, water, emotions, the flow, imagination, fantasy, sensitivity. We've got Venus, love, relationships, money. Mars is action, masculinity, sports, movement. Jupiter, expansion, gifts, blessings. So, I just want to point out here that the ruler of the sun is Venus, and the ruler of Mercury is Venus. And Mercury being retrograde in Taurus could relate to things like money. And I have noticed that the stock market and people's money accounts, different things have been going on there. So finances might be something really highlighted right now. Another thing is that we're headed towards a new moon in Taurus. So this is going to be on Monday. And don't worry, I'm going to create another video all about the new moon in the next couple days before it. But the new moon is a time when we can really get in tune with our intentions. And we can really, imagine a garden and the soil, there's nothing planted, and the soil is just bare and dark and fertile. That is what the new moon is like on an energetic level. And so it's sort of like a blank canvas. And the invitation from the universe is, what would you like to create and manifest in the next 2 weeks' time at the full moon? And so it's an amazing time to just take all of the intensity of the last 2 weeks, start to release it now, so that by the new moon, you get really clear on one intention or many that you want to sort of empower, invigorate, activate over the next 2 weeks, so that when it comes time for the full moon, which is the blossoming, full abundance, full expression, then you will have that core focus of what you're going to create. So, that said, we got all these planets in Pisces. Pisces is connected to Neptune. Neptune is connected to film. So it's actually a really good time for fantasy, imagination, creativity, painting, writing, all things where you get in touch with your higher self, your higher mind, and then you create something beautiful, something soulful, something from your soul. And so with 5 planets in Pisces, we're being called to our soul. We're being called to our heart. We're being called to get past the materiality, to get past the obsession with, what's out there, and instead come back more to ourselves, who we are, what our heart is yearning to create in this world. It's a great time for meditation. It's a great time to get in the water. Are you near water? Can you go swimming? Can you go and just like surrender to the flow and let yourself go into that portal of vast creative potential and really create what you are here to create? So as I said, the moon, however, is in a fire sign. Yay! I say yay because it has just felt so watery, so emotional the last couple weeks, right? If you've been going through some emotional stuff, turmoil, please feel free to share below. I know I have cried a lot, gone into deep emotion, and I'm just super grateful because now the moon is moving into a fire sign. It'll be there the next couple days. It's just a great time to dry out, get enthusiastic, get activated, get excited about something in your life. Aries is very physical. So I went on a great walk today, got out exercise, and I just feel like Moon in Aries is a great time to be more physically activated. And this is an image for Aries. It's the warrior. So is there an area of your life that's demanding some courage? With the moon in Aries, it's a great time to take initiative, to take action, to step up your game, be courageous, and really go for it, right? It's a great time for that. So I just want to remind you, with this moon conjunct Venus that we just had, love is kind of in the air, literally. And so I just want to invite everyone to just take a moment. And we've all been going through so much. I know I have. And, we're post-eclipse, and that eclipse seemed to linger, right? How many of you noticed how long that energy of the eclipse seemed to sort of linger? And now with the moon going into Aries for the next couple of days, it's sort of like, I feel like a new beginning. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So I feel like we're going through a little bit of a new beginning here, a rebirth. And so I just want to invite you to tune into that energy of rebirth. Where in your life are you being reborn? Right? What area of your life is you feeling more expansion and openness in your heart? And I just want to invite you to acknowledge that and to just feel it and just sense it. And just to be reminded that our hearts are infinitely connected and that we seem to all go through similar things during similar times, which always leads me to feel that there is something to astrology or the study of the stars and how they affect us and the planets. I just want to invite you to feel that connection now. Feel that love that just naturally arises as we connect to one another. Whether you're in a relationship or you're dreaming of having one, with the new moon coming in, it's a great time to, if you are wishing to manifest a relationship, to tune into your heart. And then almost imagine that you already have that love and relationship in your life that you're seeking. Because the way energy works is that we manifest what we're already vibrating, what we already feel, what we feel like we already have. So if you're seeking more abundance, you're seeking more love, you want a relationship, you want more money, I just want to invite you to just tune into the frequency and vibration of having. What does it feel like to have more money? To have that love in your life that you've always dreamed of? What does that feel like? Just feel it. Just kind of imagine it. Just kind of play with the feeling of it. And then join me if you would. Just put your hands on your heart. And just affirm, I am loved. I am love. I'm loving. I'm lovable. All this love. All this love. I'm so happy and thankful and grateful that love is my true nature. And I wonder, how does it get better than this? What else is possible? Now, if you've been having any stress at all, this is a good moment if you'd like to join me. The organs and glands and all the meridians of the body have points on the hand. And if you study acupuncture, acupressure, you'll know this. So I've learned that when we rub our hands together, we can activate energy. We can actually create polarity or magnetism with our hands. And we can literally transform through the power of love anything that's been coming up for us recently. So I know I just went through a big transformational, so much coming up. So I just want to invite everyone. Yeah, oh my God, a lot of stuff coming up already. So if you're watching this now or in the future, as great as the love is in the air, sometimes we have other stuff that's coming up. So if you have anything at all that's coming up that you would like to clear, get out your magic hands, your magic intentions, and your love. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And now I tune to whoever is going to watch this in the present. So if you watch it in the future, this will also benefit you. And you can join me at any point. I've never quite done it like this, but I feel like I'm feeling your energy as you tune in, and we're clearing it together. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just imagine you're rubbing your hands together. You're pulling all that old stuff, all that old energy, all that stuff you no longer need, and then you're flicking it out. So you're pulling it up out of the cells, out of the tissues, the joints, the muscles, the bones, the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. You can squeeze a little through the shoulders, squeeze a little through the neck, through the jaw, through the torso. Exhale, shake it out. Good job. Deep breath in. Pull it out, release it, let it go. Exhale, shake it out. Shake it out. Okay, one more time. Feel all that stuff, put it in your hands, all that stuff, let it go, all that stuff, let it go. I don't need it anymore. All that stuff, all that old stuff. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. And out. Fogging up my glasses. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good job. Deep breath in. Feel all that stuff, We don't need it anymore. You can shake your head. No more. No, thank you. Let it go. Exhale, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Deep breath in. Let it go. 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 Out of your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your eyeballs, your skull, your sternum, your skeleton. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Out of your spine. Exhale. Shake it out. And just shake it out really good. Oh, beautiful. Shake it out, clear it out, clearing the energy out of your body, your mind, out of your heart. Whew. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Good job, deep breath in. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to feel all this love in my heart, in this space, in this ease. Exhale. Hold it. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful that I feel a little more light, a little more free, a little more me. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Beautiful. Good. And I just want you to honor yourself. Say thank you to yourself for clearing out the old energy, making room for the new. And I want to share a new offering I'm really excited about. I worked with my first couple, actually my second couple, doing energy clearing and sidereal astrology reading for the couple. And it went so good and had such amazing results that I feel compelled to begin to share couples reading and clearing packages. So if you would like to identify maybe the type of person who might be a good match for you, and maybe you have energy stuff that you'd like to clear to get closer to manifesting that partner of your heart and your dreams, or if you're already in a relationship and you would like to deepen your connection, learn more about who your partner is and better ways to relate to each other. And if you have any challenges in your relationship and you'd like to clear those blockages that are coming up between you, it is a joy and an honor for me to work with people in relationship, because that's one of the most challenging spiritual paths I know. So if you would like to experience that, I'll leave a link below for a free 15-minute consult if you'd like to see what I have to offer. I love you all. Thank you for shining. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for loving in a world, in a life that can be so challenging. Thank you for being there and shining your light. And I'm excited. I'm going to create another video for the new moon. So I will see you soon. I love you all so much. And I hope you have an absolutely beautiful night. Remember, you are a gift, a blessing, a divine spark. There is no one else like you on this earth. And you simply showing up and being you is a gift to this earth and this universe. So much love. Aloha.